I'm gonna get gushy here for a minute, so prepare yourselves. I might cry. And that's because when something works so well, I get very excited. Aqara's FP300 presence sensor is my favorite sensor of all time. A presence sensor knows when you're in the room, even if you're not moving, and this one has been so good at that job. However, what's impressed me is the entire package. The FP300 has 2 coin-sized batteries, and they give you up to 3 years of battery life, so there's no ugly wires. It's a magnetic mount, so you don't even have to drill. You can use Zigbee with an Aqara hub, or you can use Matter over Thread. Either way, you can pretty much get this sensor into whatever app you'd like. In Zigbee mode, which is my recommendation if you go and buy one of these, the settings are really well thought out. They're simple to use while giving you super advanced features. For example, I can configure the presence detection from 0 to 6 meters, or I can cut my room in half or in thirds. I can also teach the sensor to ignore things like fans or heaters that can sometimes be a problem for sensors like this. The FP300 has 5 total sensors, which will allow everyone to create useful automations that manage significant parts of your home. But if you want to conserve battery power or you don't want to use one of the sensors, you can turn those off and get more battery power out of the device. This isn't just one of the best this month. This is one of the best in the last 5 years. So check the links out below, pick yourself up one of these, and you can see all the details about this in our full review. Link for that is down below in the description as well. But I have many more to show you, so let's give her. With the release of the FP300, a lot of you were asking what hub you should use from Aqara, and I had to wait until this video to give you my answer. Aqara just released the M200 hub. Now, why this is an important hub is because it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg, but it's going to give you all the big features that are in their M3 hub, which is the current top of the line. Now, it only connects 40 Zigbee and 40 Thread products, which is about 1/3 of the M3. It has local automation, it's a Matter controller and a Matter bridge, it does infrared control, and its infrared blaster does have feedback. Plus, it has an onboard speaker, so you can use it for ringtones, other notifications, and you can upload your own custom ones. And all of this is being done either on Wi-Fi or through an Ethernet port that could be used for power over Ethernet. Imagine creating your very own rotating image gallery. Whether it's family photos or curated art, you can now do that with this, and there will be no wires. This is the new SwitchBot AI art frame, and you can have up to 10 images on this device, and you can choose how often the images change. Even more exciting is the battery life is really only used when you change the image, because this is a color e-ink device. It can sit on shelves in portrait or a landscape and can be hung on the wall. Now, there are 2 different sizes, and the frame can be replaced with a simple Ikea frame. Not only can you upload your own images and then edit them using basic photo editing features, but you can also upload images and then have AI adjust them using one of many themes available. You can also generate entirely new art and images for your frame using only a text input. The way that AI is being used here is cutting edge too. SwitchBot has connected to Nano Banana, Google Gemini's image generation model. It's important to understand that using AI features will cost you $4 a month as a subscription, only for those AI features. In the near future, those of you using Home Assistant will get an option to upload images from there, which I think will open up even more opportunities for AI image generation. Either way, there's a lot to love here, and I think this could turn into one of the most beautiful products in the next year. Smart garage door openers are kind of a mess right now. I don't want to get into all the reasons for that. My cue. We have a new product that I think hits the mark. Third Reality's new smart garage door opener is dead simple. You put your original remote in, you plug in the device, and then it presses the remote button whenever you'd like. Your remote has to fit inside of this space, but other than that, you just twist the bottom up and down depending on the height of your remote. And then you have full smart home capabilities for opening and closing your garage. Unlike other garage door openers, this one's gonna work on every single garage. You might need an extra remote though. Now, what's really cool about this solution to me is you're now limited by the range of your remote and not the range of your smart home. So I could see this being really useful for a lot of gates on acreages and farms. Just don't let the horses out. It's Matter over Wi-Fi, which means you're gonna be able to get this in just about any app out there today. So simple, inexpensive, and effective smart garage door control. One of the really neat things about this is that it comes with its own garage door tilt sensor. So watch right here, when I pick this up, there, it just turned on that control. Now, when it goes back to that's gonna turn off. It is paired directly with the actual garage door controller, and that basically tells you whether you're opening or closing your garage door inside of your app. Today's video sponsor is Roborock, and I'm excited to show you their new Q-Revo Curve S5X robot vacuum and mop combo with its all-inclusive base station. Roborock has some of the best navigation, and they've combined that with AI and their reactive tech obstacle avoidance system. When you add that navigation to 18,500 pascals of suction power, flexible arm side brushes, and a dual anti-tangle system, you get a really powerful vacuum, especially on carpets. I really like the Duo Divide brushes. They keep hair from tangling and yet still remove everything from my carpet. The dual spinning mops, Flexi arm mop, clean and dirty water tanks, 75 degrees Celsius hot water mop washing, and warm air drying makes this a fantastic robotic mop too. And when you add in one of the best apps in the industry, you get a truly excellent robot vacuum and mop experience. So check out the links in the description below and get a great deal on the Roborock Q-Revo Curve S5X right now. Last month I went to New York and I met with all kinds of executives from Amazon. Plus, I saw this guy. Look guys, I'm cool enough to hang with tech with Brett. Amazon hasn't released everything we got to see there. They've released the Echo Dot Max and the Echo Studio. Pretty excited to try 5 of those Echo Studios with a Fire TV, as the sound experience is gonna be pretty exciting. I heard it while in New York, it's gonna be good. But the device I'm most interested in now is the Echo Show 11. Gone are the days of laggy, slow interfaces with the Echo Shows. I was super impressed with the responsiveness of these new Echo Show displays. I like the new layout too. It's very sharp. There are 2 things to watch with this release though. Number 1, Miss A Plus, the new AI version of their voice assistant, is only available in the US right now. Us poor Canadians still have to wait. And the other thing is that you'll want the tilt mount if you want to be able to move the screen. You might have seen some people move the display, including me. You need to get that specific mount to get the option here. I get why people have eliminated Ring from their home when it comes to subscriptions. I know that a lot of people want local smart homes, and therefore the fact that you need the cloud services for Ring cameras, that stops some people. But for a lot of people who live outside of their mother's basement,
hey Ma, can we get some meatloaf?
It's okay to have a little bit of cloud connectivity, as long as the damn doorbell works, right? But yeah, I think the latest Ring doorbell Wired Pro has some big upgrades that will make it a much better product, even for those of you living with mom.
Hey Mom, the meatloaf!
Not only does it look a lot better and provide you 4K footage, but they fixed one of the major issues with video doorbells. Almost all of them use Wi-Fi, and the front door of your home can be a struggle for a lot of people. The new Pro version of their doorbells has power over Ethernet connectivity, so you can literally plug in a cable to avoid using your Wi-Fi. For people building new homes, you should probably get Ethernet run all over your home. Then you can look at video doorbells like the new Pro with PoE. This next device could and probably should replace all of your leak sensors. This is the Shelly flood or leak sensor, and it's called the Gen 4. Now, most of your leak sensors have a couple little pins on the bottom of them, maybe a couple little pins on the top, and when you get enough water to connect those two pins electrically, you get an alarm. Now, some leak sensors have these cables. They can be used to detect a little bit of water getting onto the cable, but the Gen 4 does something that I have never seen. I connected 6 extension sensor cables to it, and then I wrapped it around entire rooms. When you get a little water on there, you get a nice audible alarm here, and depending on which app you use, you can even have it close off your main water valve, as long as you have a smart actuator like I have. And again, just like the Aqara FP300, we have more than a single option for the wireless connectivity. The Gen 4 has Matter over Wi-Fi, which means you can get this leak sensor into just about any app you'd like. It also has Zigbee, which means you can use it directly with platforms like Home Assistant and get that leak protection that you should have in your home. I think I saw this news release in like 50 different articles, so you know that the marketing machine behind Ikea is working on overdrive. When you go and you release 21 new smart home products, there's bound to be a gem or two, right? 21 devices, 11 of them are different variations on smart bulbs, so let's toss those out. There are 5 different sensors, 2 different remotes, and a smart plug. And if you've been paying attention, that doesn't equal 21. There are variations on some of these things. The most important thing to understand about this release is that Ikea is going big on Matter over Thread. They updated their Dirigera hub to be a Matter over Thread controller, as well as having the older Zigbee. Now, I'm not gonna talk much about the smart bulbs. IKEA smart bulbs sell themselves based on price, okay? The sensors are a pretty big deal though. With them all being Matter over Thread, and with the expected IKEA pricing, they will jump to the front of the line in terms of price for that type of sensor. But my personal favorite is the Bilresa remote. There are 2 versions. One's a dual button and the other is a scroll wheel with a single button. If all of those features work with Matter, these will become some of the best controllers out there instantly. You'll be able to use all those features within the IKEA app, but it's really important if they get into those Matter apps and things like the scroll wheel is usable, you won't be able to find any of these on shelves. And this is very reminiscent of what Flick is doing with their just released Duo and the older Flick Twist. But again, pricing matters, and it looks like in the US, you'll have access to the new IKEA remotes and sensors in January, and then the bulbs in April. Tapo is probably the best budget maker of cameras out there today. They turned a corner in mid-2023 and their offer has just been getting stronger. Now, I got the C615F here in order to do an ad in one of our other videos, so I didn't think I was getting anything special, but this has an adjustable floodlight. It has 2K footage, a large pan and tilt range, and a big old battery. Plus, with this kit, you get to go fully wireless with the solar panel. You can stick a micro SD card in it for full local recording, and or you can use the H500 as a local storage device, so there's no subscription. The detection system, the notifications, and the app are all top notch. It integrates extremely well with Amazon's voice assistant, and all of this is very inexpensive. It's instantly one of the best cameras I have, and I love the dual function with the floodlight, especially when it's solar powered. It's the Christmas season, and if you haven't put up your Christmas tree, quit being a lame duck. I had mine up in early October. This year, in September, I got the Govee Christmas Sparkle String Lights. It's the 3rd generation of these lights from Govee, and truthfully, you can put them all over your home. What I am really appreciating about these is how versatile they are. So right now, I'm showing them with a very basic effect at a low brightness, and it makes the tree kind of understated or less of a standout, and that's what I personally want to use most of the time. But when I really want it to excite the kids, or I want to impress that special lady in my life, I turn on one of the effects that uses the specialized mapping feature. Now with that feature, lots of the effects become nothing short of amazing. And when you think about that mapping feature and then you realize that these aren't just for trees, you can make some really fantastic displays. I've shown these types of lights in many other situations around our home before. That's another one you can check out our full review of in the description below. So you'll see all the different features, different effects that you get there. Behind me is one of my favorite fixtures of all time because I can place all kinds of different things on the pegboard. That's Nanoleaf blocks, and I'll tell you, it's not the best from the perspective of being smart. I don't have crazy effects like I get on the stuff from Govee, but it is really nice to look at, and that pegboard effect is something I've come to appreciate. Nanoleaf just released this pegboard desk dock. It's not really Wi-Fi connected, and it actually just connects into your PC or your Mac through the USB-C port. It also has two other USB-C ports and a USB-A port to use as charging ports, and it includes 4 pegboard hooks. One side is a panel light and the other side is that pegboard. And truly you could face it either way, but the whole point is that it works with the Nanoleaf desktop app. That's where you get the most features, the most fun. For you gamer types, this is one of the best this month. Now you might be wondering why I'm not talking about the new doorbell and camera releases from Google. Well, I'm going to give you the answer in the video that's up on screen right now. Also, if you're wondering why I didn't include the new Neo Home robot in our video today, check that video out, okay? Those will both explain what I found. Otherwise, thanks for watching today, and of course, live smart.